Hey guys, I'm Eric Peterson and I'm a men's dating and relationship coach for skillofattraction.com. And today's attraction tips video is called Don't Allow Yourself to Be Kept in Limbo. Now this is kind of an extension from my last video about downgrading a relationship, and I thought this was an important topic to get a little bit more in depth on. Now, one of the most frustrating situations or romantic situations is when a woman keeps you in limbo. For those of you who don't know what limbo means, it basically means that she won't participate in the courtship or the relationship, but she won't let you go either. It's kind of like keeping you somewhere in between. And basically she's keeping things very neutral, but saying all the things that you want to hear in order to keep you hanging on, basically stringing you along. Now this sort of situation breeds toxicity because you're getting frustrated and feeling used. So you call her out and she acts like, what's the big deal? She more or less is acting like you should be happy with the little attention that she gives you because, hey, it's better than nothing, right? But that couldn't be further from the truth. It's not better than nothing because you're not getting what you want and deserve. You're really not getting anything in return, and it's holding you back from achieving that with other women who actually want to see you and spend time with you. In a nutshell, her continuing to talk to you without acting on anything is basically a consolation prize. And no self-respecting man is going to accept a consolation prize from a woman who he desires. And all this leads to arguments, resentment, contempt, and all kinds of negative emotions that will never get any better unless something changes. And it's really no picnic for her either, at least in terms of your frustration and the resulting conflict that comes with that. Now, I've touched on this topic in some capacity a couple times in the past, so if you've been following me for a while, you've probably seen those videos, but so many men go through this, and actually a lot of women go through this too, but since I'm talking to mostly men, so that is who this video will be directed towards. But, you know, for any ladies that are watching this, you shouldn't allow yourself to be kept in limbo either. So in this attraction tips video, I'm going to be discussing why women put men in limbo and how to handle it so you get the best possible outcome. That doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to end up getting the girl that you want, but you will have the best outcome. You know, if it's not that girl, it'll be a different girl, one that actually wants to be around you. But if you guys need my personal help and you're interested in some private coaching, please head over to my website at skillofattraction.com. Click on the coaching tab, and there you'll see that I have several options for you to choose from. I offer standard email coaching as well as emergency email coaching that includes a response from me on weekends and holidays. Additionally, I offer phone coaching for my North American clients. Now, if you're not in North America, I will have a phone or Skype coaching option for you sometime in the future, but for right now, email coaching is the way to go. And I will post a link to both my contact page and my coaching page in the description down below. Now, part of the reason why she's keeping you in limbo is because you're allowing it. But the reason you're allowing it is due to you genuinely liking or loving the girl, and you're really hoping that she'll come to her senses and things will begin to turn around. Believe me, I understand. I've been there myself. The other part of the reason is she's doing this is because either she's just not that into you and keeping you on the back burner just in case she can't find someone else, or there's something going on in her life that's holding her back from pursuing something more concrete with you, which could be any number of things. I mean, maybe something with her family is going on, or maybe even another guy. But it really doesn't matter the reason, because unfortunately, the outcome is the same. And she's not with you. She's not coming to you. And you're left frustrated, unhappy, and unfulfilled. All the while, she's telling you how great you are, how cute you are, how funny you are, how she can't wait to see you, or maybe even telling you how much she loves you. But you're still not seeing her or getting together in any sort of romantic or sexual context. She's basically just giving you breadcrumbs, just enough to keep you on the hook. Like I said earlier, she's just stringing you along. She's most likely giving you some sort of an excuse, just one after the other, and at first they seem like perfectly logical and legitimate reasons why she can't. But eventually, you're starting to see just how ridiculous this all is. And in turn, you're getting frustrated and resentful in the process. Now, you may speak up and call her out, but all you get in return is either anger from her for pressuring her or some manipulative explanation as to why it's such a good idea for you to remain in contact. Or even worse, she twists it around where you are the selfish and unreasonable one, basically trying to lay some sort of guilt trip on you. Now, she may even begin giving you some kind of false hope by making dates with you only to be canceling them right before the date. I mean, I've even experienced this where the woman actually tried to gaslight me, telling me that I never actually made a date with her and I made it all up just as a way to make her feel bad. Now, and as you can see how manipulative women can really be in these sort of situations, putting all the blame onto you. Now, a lot of men believe that if they just hang in there just long enough, that she'll either recognize how loyal you are, and this will all eventually work in your favor, where she'll just run into your arms, thankful for how you've hung in there and never gave up on her. However, the truth is that will never happen. That sort of thing may happen in the movies, but in real life, you waiting around, depriving yourself of the love and happiness that you deserve for her comfort is really only lowering your own value, or at least your perceived value. In other words, you putting her comfort and happiness above your own is more or less pedestalizing her, lowering your own value in her eyes. See, in order for you to maintain a woman's attraction, she must look up to you in terms of respect and admiration. When you put a woman on a pedestal, she's essentially now looking down on you. And what is putting a woman on a pedestal consist of exactly? Well, it's mostly about seeing her as some treasure, some unattainable treasure, or someone that's better than yourself. I mean, I'm sure you've heard men say things like, "Oh, I'm just so lucky she chose me," or "I'd be nothing without her." That is putting her on a pedestal. And men convey this by doing exactly what I just said, putting her needs, her happiness, her comfort above their own. Now, of course, there's absolutely nothing wrong with loving your girl and feeling that she's this absolutely amazing woman. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with feeling lucky for you two having found each other. I mean, a great connection and some intense chemistry between two people is a very rare thing to find. You just can't lose sight of who you are, what you bring to the table, and your own wants and needs. If you don't put your own happiness first, how are you going to be able to bring happiness to anyone else? You just can't. As the old saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. So with that in mind, you cannot continue to put her needs and her comfort first when she's selfishly keeping you in limbo. In other words, do not wait for her to make up her mind. You're only holding yourself back from finding your happiness with another girl who won't be giving you the runaround. A girl who actually wants to spend time with you, a girl who won't be giving you excuses, or a girl who will make time for you. One of the most important things for you to always remember is you must pay more attention to a woman's actions than her words. In this case, her lack of action is telling you all that you need to know. She could tell you how much she likes you until she's blue in the face, but if she's not making an effort to see you or to grow the relationship, her words are absolutely meaningless. Now, if she's not making the effort, then you got to stop investing any of your time, energy, and emotions into this woman. Besides the fact that you're wasting your time and energy, your relationship has turned into a phone-ship, where you more or less have turned into her chat buddy or her male girlfriend. And you're actually venturing either further away from being her lover this way. Instead of getting closer to her like you may think that you're doing by hanging on and being there for her, you're actually moving further away from her. And I know that's the last thing that you want. So unfortunately, it'll have to be you who has to put an end to this relationship, or whatever you want to call it. Because she's getting your validation and some sort of emotional fulfillment from you, so she most likely will not be the one to cut the cord, unless she meets a new guy. I mean, why ruin a good thing, right? As I've explained before, women get validation from attention. It's not like us where we need that physical affection before we feel validated by a woman. So as long as a woman is holding your attention, and even more so if you're complimenting her and loyal to her, she's feeling very validated. She doesn't need to see you or be in your physical presence for her to feel that validation. So this could go on forever with you never actually seeing her. And this goes for you guys in long distance relationships too, but that's a topic for another video. I mean, her using you for her emotional fulfillment is really no different than you using her for sexual fulfillment. Imagine how upset and hurt she would be if you were just giving her your time so you could sleep with her and then giving her nothing more. I mean, you would be using her. So her only interacting with you so she feels that emotionally fulfillment is really the same thing as you using her for sexual gratification. So you have to put an end to this. Give it one last shot and try to arrange a date. Now, if she agrees, then there might be some life left in this relationship. But if she declines, and it doesn't matter what excuse she's given you, whether it sounds legit or not, that's it. Tell her that, look, you adore her, but you're just going to have to go your separate ways, and that she should get in touch with you if she has a change of heart in the future. And then just move on. Now, one of two things will happen here. Either she will move on too, which just tells you that she just wasn't into you that much to begin with, and she just saved you a ton of time and effort by moving on, or she won't let you go, and she will be in touch with you sometime in the future with a much different attitude, at least hopefully. But you have to stick to your terms, because there's a very good chance that she will try to get this phone ship back again, where she's getting all the validation and you're getting nothing in return but aggravation and frustration. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this for you either. I mean, if you have strong feelings for her, it won't be easy to remain strong when she tries to offer you the same exact arrangement. I mean, you're going to be relieved to hear from her at first, but if she's offering you the same thing again, she's just giving you false hope as a way to keep you hanging on the hook again. Don't fall for it. It's a trap. Now, of course, this is much easier if you have no real prior relationship with her. Like, I don't know, if you've recently met her or you only went out on a couple of dates, if any. Where this gets very difficult is when you actually have some sort of history with her and an emotional attachment or a strong emotional bond. I mean, perhaps she's an ex dangling the carrot over your head, or you're technically still a couple, but she did a major pull away and is essentially just playing games with you. But you have to remind yourself that you are the prize, not her, but you. And when you see yourself as the prize, you won't be tolerating her dangling that carrot again and jerking you around, or at least you won't tolerate it for very long. And it's best that you get back out there right away and begin dating if you weren't dating already. I mean, getting hung up on a girl who isn't reciprocating just zaps you of all your energy, actually making you less attractive to both the girl whom you're hung up on and any potential new girl that you may meet. The whole thing is very unhealthy, and it's just a terrible position for you to be in. I mean, it's really the friend zone, which is a great deal for her, but it's a terrible deal for you. And if she limits you to interactions or limits your interactions to the phone, well, I mean, that's even worse than the friend zone. I mean, it's the phone zone. So if you have found this video helpful or any of my videos helpful, I would really appreciate a thumbs up and for you to share it with any of your friends and family. And I'd also really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button down below and tick that little bell symbol next to it so you get real-time notifications of when I upload new videos. And in the description down below, not only will I have a link to both my contact page and my coaching page, but I also have a link to PayPal if you deem this video worthy of a donation. So that's it for this video. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.